wild time.
So, Forrest, there's been a lot of talk about. I've gotten a lot of. I noticed when we released I was going through the comments on the Extinct or Alive game, the last one that we released on YouTube, and so many of the comments were people saying, "What the fuck? It's not coming back. I didn't know." And so I, just for old time's sake, went through and dug up the season 3 deck that you wrote.
Yeah. Yep.
And I've got this wealth of fun, possibly extinct.
Do you think, Patrick, that the reason they didn't pick up season 3 is because I pitched 274 episodes for season 3?
Did you really?
No,
but
there's a lot. Because I gave them options. I was like, here's 35 really good episodes. Like, take your
man
and put a lot of work. Like, you did a fucking ton of work, man. You got the breakdown of the species. You went through all the evidence that it could still be there. You outlined the expedition. It's
87 pages long. I just scrolled it on my computer. It's an 87-page long.
So much work went into this, man.
I know.
Dude, I'm telling you, we should fucking try and put together, just shoot one episode. It doesn't need to be, like, crazy, but is there anything to find in, like, the U.S. or no?
Oh, yeah. I think, let me see what I have domestically on this deck. Let me see if I can find it.
Dude, we should legit do it. Brosner's weigh in if you want us to do this. I know you all do because everybody's constantly talking about.
Dude, I got a great one just across the border in Mexico. Really good one. And
what is it? Hype it.
Oh no, in America, the rainbow snake, South Florida rainbow snake.
Oh.
Go ahead, pull up an image of that one, Peter. This is a really interesting animal. So. Rainbow snake, it's truly one of nature's most beautiful works of art. I mean, just these iridescent blue-black snakes. And basically, in 2012, so I don't exactly understand. I don't remember all the details. I'd have to look at the actual deck again. They know that the snake exists. It comes from a single creek river drainage in Florida. And a bunch of researchers went there in 2012 to try and find it and struck out. And they're like, yeah, it's extinct. And nobody's seen one before or since, basically, except for maybe quite a long time. I don't remember all the details. I have to really look into it. But it's this incredibly beautiful animal. And they don't know whether it's gone or still there because of the degradation of water quality in this region. And so, yeah, right there.
It's this guy right here?
Yep.
Hasn't been seen in 65 years.
65 years.
Wait, how do they have, what is this, like an artist rendering?
This is probably a different subspecies.
Yeah.
Oh,
exactly.
I see. So, okay, all right.
But
it's beautiful.
I'm just reading through what you were planning to do here. It sounds like a fucking great episode.
What did I write? I don't even remember. See if I can find
Talking about, you wrote, this rather spooky expedition will find Forrest diving below the surface into the murky water at night. Forrest and the team will be searching primarily in the Fish-Eating Creek area in Glades County, Florida, which I've been to, and whew, that is some unforgiving terrain, I will say.
Yeah.
Researchers conducted a search in 2012 that came up empty-handed, but they did find that the habitat was suitable for the species.
Right.
A complete survey has never been performed before deeming the species extinct.
Boom.
Can we do it? Can we do one episode?
I'm a good writer. I wrote that. That sounds nice.
It's magical. It's like poetry.
I got it. I understood it. I could
concise,
picture it.
Short. Yeah.
Hey, maybe when we go to Animal Con, we just jaunt down there with Kyle.
Seriously, that
Dude,
could be it.
Let's do it. Even if it's not a full
show.
Yeah.
We can pitch it as a new show. It's like Extinct or Alive with two morons. It's like it's the three of us doing it.
Yeah.
We're bumbling it, fucking it up. We're like in the cop shows where there's the good cop who knows, but the boss is like, don't look into this murder.
Right, totally.
Dude,
Yeah.
I'll be asking all the just layman questions about everything we see out there. And you'll be happy to explain to me when you find not even just the snake. You'll be like, oh, this is this thing. This is that thing.
Dude, I got one. Sorry, that would.
Why are you sorry?
I don't know why. Well, because I'm interrupting you, but I'm not that sorry.
I was done. It was perfect. Your butt.
Probably the thing I get the most messages about besides thylacine, the animal, eastern mountain lion. If we did an investigation to go figure out are there cougars in the east, everyone would watch it. I mean, I'm not joking, in the ballpark of 30 messages per day about eastern mountain lion. And that's right here in the
I have
United
a bunch
States.
of people who have sent like clips of sightings and stuff like that. All right,
Exactly.
wait. Run down the eastern mountain line. What's? I don't know that much about it actually.
Sure. So basically, mountain lions were eradicated from east of the Rockies, I believe, is the range, and there were two subspecies. There was the mountain lion, as we know it, and then the eastern mountain lion. And so Florida Fish and Wildlife, Pennsylvania, all these different states in the East were like, hey, it's extinct, right? No more eastern mountain lions. Last one died in 1966, something like that. I don't really remember. In the 90s, I want to say, not 60s. Except sightings of these cougars have continued entirely through the time of extinction. And what no Fish and Wildlife body will say, oh yeah, there are eastern cougars here, or even in certain states there are cougars here, like in Pennsylvania. What the places that are saying they have cougars are saying are, oh, it's western cougars that have just recolonized over this way. And so there's just this big question mark. Are eastern cougars actually extinct? Are they here? Like, what's going on? And then why are there's almost this like governmental conspiracy cover up. Like, why are states like, I don't know why Pennsylvania keeps coming to mind, but the state of Pennsylvania declaring that there are no mountain lions when it doesn't really make sense. If you look at like, there's like mountain lions all around them. Why wouldn't they be in Pennsylvania? And why is the state saying we don't have mountain lions? Why are they saying eastern mountain lions are extinct? And yet, I mean, our own editor, Jesse Calazzi, tells me that he's seen one in his neighborhood. Like, people see them all the time there. So it's just very like big question mark as to why there's this sort of almost conspiracy-like cover-up for the eastern cougar. It's very, very confusing.
The one that was killed in 2018 that got hit by the car. And then they were like, oh, yeah, no, it's not an eastern mountain lion. This is from South Dakota. It just traveled 1,600 miles without anyone seeing it.
Right. And there was no like genetic work done, and like they didn't taxidermy it. And it's like very, and I'm not a big conspiracy guy, but it's like very weird. It's almost like Fish and Wildlife has fucked something up and don't want to admit it. So they're like, oh, like, yeah, no, we know it's there, but we don't want to alarm people. Or like, ooh, we fucked up by hybridizing the species, and when we reintroduced them into the wrong areas, and like we're just going to tell everybody it's gone because we don't want them to figure out the genetics are all like muddy, or I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know.
No, there is some of that, dude. Like, that's a big thing in Florida because when they brought in the mountain lions from Texas,
right,
to help to try to save the Florida panther population, and like people that you talk to there that are like really into wildlife are like, yeah, there's no panthers left. Like, they blew it. The panther is gone. It's just mountain lions, invasive mountain lions, basically now.
Exactly.
But like the Fish and Wildlife doesn't admit that.
Exactly. And it's really weird. And you're like, why? Like, are they just embarrassed by something the state fucked up? Because, when the state does something, it always costs millions of dollars, right? Because there's insurance and there's personnel, and like, you're paying 50 people to sit around and do nothing. So it's like, I don't know. Yeah, there's something to the whole Eastern Mountain Lion thing. It's like a big conspiracy in a sense.
We could definitely do that one,
dude. Let's legit do it. I mean, maybe we do a little GoFundMe or whatever. Like,
just go shoot it, man.
Or shoot it. It doesn't need to be a full hour either. Like, I mean, it sounds like there's some really interesting backstory to it, and then we could go out fucking looking, and two idiots and a broologist. I
mean, basically, the truth is, to shoot a full expedition, it's basically the opportunity cost, right?
Right.
It's the three of us spending 10 days plus a camera guy, right? It's opportunity cost. Like, it can be done.
Right.
It's just once you get used to having other people pay for it, it's a lot harder to get yourself to do it.
Exactly.
Yeah, for sure.
All right, well,
what do you got going on here?
I want to ask you about one more extinct animal for us. Because this is
one
that I didn't remember talking about, but it was exciting. It is, hang on. Jesus, there's a lot of pages to this deck.
Jesus is extinct.
86, I think I said. Yeah.
Oh, okay. No, I found this one really cool. The Moluccan babirusa? Did I say that right?
Uh-huh.
Okay.
Babirusa.
Moluccan babirusa.
Yeah. So this one I remember pretty well. So Barbarousa, and you should definitely pull up a picture of this animal, Peter. Don't type in Moluccan because that'll just confuse it. Just type in Barbarousa.
Yeah. I'm getting a bunch of anime and other bullshit when I type in Moluccan.
Yeah, no, just type in Barbarousa. And it's funny because this is like a thing in literature. It's like not something you're going to find in the reading. But anyway, so Barbarousa, one of my favorite animals. I actually know it's one of Patrick's favorite animals too, because we've always looked at these images. It is this wild pig native to Indonesia, okay? And like everything in Indonesia, there's insular speciation, which means on different islands there are different species, okay? Now, one of those islands is the island of Molucca. and the Moluccan natives, and it's, by the way, it's this relatively small island. It's very forested, very hilly. And there are these tribes on the islands. I think it's Sula Island, the Moluccan tribe. I don't really remember, but yeah, it's this island, this Moluccan island. Okay. Basically, all of the species that are on that island are more or less endemic to that island, meaning they occur nowhere else, but they're very closely related to every animal, in the surrounding islands. Now, there was a babirusa found on this island, I want to say 2002, something like that, 2003. Patrick, if you have the deck up, maybe you'll remember. Early 2000s, there was a babirusa found, and it was found by the remains from the tribe that had killed and eaten it. And they're like, oh, these natives, they brought in babirusa from one of the neighboring islands and then just like ate it over here. And it's like, well, wait, what? Why would anybody do that? That's like ludicrous. Why wouldn't they just eat it there or whatever? Yeah. And so anyway, the idea is that there are babirusa. So the natives of that island disagreed with that. And they're like, no, Western idiots. Like, we didn't bring a pig in. We caught it over here. And the scientists, who I assume are twirling their mustaches, are going, oh, no, you didn't. So anyway, the natives of that island claim that there is a smaller, hairier Moluccan babirusa that still exists in the upland forests of their island. And they just very rarely go and hunt one down and kill it and eat it. But Western science has no idea whether it's its own species, an extinct species, because we know there are remains of babirusa from that island, or a babirusa that's the same as other islands that have been brought over. So it's like a big question mark around this species. Perfect candidate for extinct or alive. We get to the bottom of it, figure out if there are babirusa, if there are, what species. Assuming it is the Moluccan, which I believe it is, then it would take it off the extinct species list. Yeah.
And it's a little different, the subspecies, right? It's smaller, it's hairier, it kind of looks a little different, supposedly.
Yep, that's what the locals say.
Wild times.
So if you want more behind the scenes stuff that we cannot show on YouTube, Darwin Awards, video breakdowns and reviews, check out the Patreon. It's full of hours and hours of incredible exclusive content, stuff that you guys are gonna love. Swipe up, click the link, do the thing, come and hang out on Patreon. See you guys there.